Gracias. Buenas tardes, mis amigos. Muchas gracias.
Bueno, let's go to the beginning. Vamos al principio. What did you find on the script, on the original script, that makes you decide I'm going to do this movie? I know you persuade the script from the first time to the end. And did you work on the script after you bought the rights of it? And did you make changes during the process of it? Tell us about it.
Well, Zainab is the one that heard this pitch from these two great writers, Shannon and Swift, and she came to me and said, we've got to make this movie. So the two writers came by with Zainab and they did the pitch again, and I thought it was just a great story. Great characters, great dynamics as they face off against one another. And I love that there was challenges with the antagonist becoming the protagonist and the protagonist switching places with him. So I love the challenge of that. Can we make the audience identify with this character and this underdog and follow her journey and then hate the man that abused her? And then can we switch it around on the audience? So that was one of the big challenges that was very appealing to me when Zainab and the writers pitched the script to me.
Zainab, let's talk about the logistics of the film. Because when I saw it, I was thinking this is not a difficult task to do. Location, it's Thailand and Australia. Tell us about the experience of filming.
Well, the island itself is a character, so we really wanted a beautiful place where audience members can go and escape in the theater. We wanted the beautiful blue ocean and the white sand, so we shot all the island in Phuket, Thailand, and then we shot a lot of the stage work, offices, and the apartment in Sydney, Australia.
I have to confess something. I will never going to forget when I saw Darkman on the cinema for the first time when I was younger. How do you make the changes from humor to drama to romance? Is that something that it's on the paper, on the script, or it's something that you change during the filming of your movies?
All of those elements were in the screenplay, and then the great production people and Zainab and my production designer Ian Gracie and JG Hook, our producer, they all helped us push them to the extremes, because I really wanted to see how much we could play with the audience's identification and really give them an unexpected journey. So the ideas were running fast and furious on the set, and as quick as they would come, we would try and put them in if they were good, and with this team, they were good. It's really important to surround yourself with super talented professionals, whatever you do, whatever industry you're in. I'm in the movie business, so I need a great director of photography, like Bill Pope, a great editor to say, that's not as good as you think it is, Sam. We're gonna cut that out. And a great composer like Danny Elfman, who I've worked with in many movies, he's great. And he's not only a writer of music, but he's an orchestrator of the movie. He understands after the spotting session where director and producers sit with the composer, he understands the story I'm trying to tell, but then he understands it deeper somehow, and he's able to push it and help the audience feel what it is that the movie's trying to tell. So he's really a storyteller and a great composer. And he's taught me so much about making movies. I remember when I was working on Darkman with him, this is our first collaboration, I said in the spotting session, Danny, I think now the Darkman is very heartbroken at this moment, and I'd love you to come in right here when he lowers his head. And Danny said, no, I'm not coming in there. I said, why? He said, I don't want to push the audience. I want them to feel the Darkman's pain, feel it, and then I'll come in to carry them even further. And I thought, oh, that's a storyteller who understands film. On the next picture we worked together, I was kind of pissed because he knew so much. So next time we worked together was on, I think, maybe Spider-Man 1. Thanks, guys. And I remember in the spotting session, I would say to him, Danny, here Peter Parker's heart is broken, and I don't want you to come in now. I want you to wait and let him feel it, then come in. he said, no. I don't seek revenge against anyone. I'm an entertainer and I want to bring about laughter and mirth, and I want to scare the audience and have them have a rip-roaring good time. So I don't really have a desire to harm anyone or I've not been wronged in any way that I have the desire for revenge. But I like the drama of it, and I like the drama of it in the story and understand the motivation. And it helps me tell the story understanding that this is a bit of a story of revenge. Not completely, but it is an element in all of the characters' actions.
So
What would you consider that was the toughest mental challenge you faced while filming it?
Getting down the stairs to the beach was not something I look forward to. But the biggest challenge was in pulling together all of the tones that you're going to see in the movie, from horror to comedy to a little bit of drama, a little bit of romance, and making them work together as a whole. But part of it was my desire to give the audience the unexpected, moment by moment by moment. And so switching genres helped me do that. It was another technique.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you for the question. The best lessons as a filmmaker are those taught to yourself through experience. So I would recommend that the young filmmaker every week sit down and write a script. Now I don't mean a whole page. I just mean 3 sentences. Something that will be small enough that you can't not do it. 3 sentences, beginning, middle, and end. And perhaps the first sentence is, woman walks into a store. That's it. The second sentence is, store owner starts to greet the woman, then slugs her across the face and she goes flying outside. Third sentence, she lands on the pavement and now we see she held a gun. She was a bank robber, a store robber. She runs off. 3 sentences. It's not a great story, but it has a beginning, middle, and end. And I recommend that every filmmaker write their own 3 sentences. And the next week, shoot 3 shots, no more than that. Because it's easy to build plans for a castle that you can never make. It's important to make it really doable. If I can shoot 3 shots, that's not that much. So shoot those shots, cut it together, put sound on it, show it to your friends and family, and see what happens. They may say, we didn't like the ending. Why didn't you like the ending? Well, why did that person slug her? Well, she was robbing the place. Didn't you see that gun? No. Is that the thing that fell to the sidewalk? So now you know, go back, get a close-up of that gun. It's the 3rd shot when she lands on the pavement, move in a little bit and see that gun. Then come up to her face. You got 1 shot to do it in. And you show that movie, you reshoot it now with what you've learned. That 3rd shot needs to be fixed. And now let's also put a clattering sound effect for the gun drop, because they didn't notice it last time. And you show the movie again, and they liked it a little better. They didn't like it too much, but they liked it a little better. And you do that every week, and you'll be a filmmaker, and no one can take that from you if you keep it manageable and controllable. I would not recommend going to Hollywood or Mexico City studios and say, I want a job. They won't give it to you. They're too busy with their own work. You just make yourself a filmmaker, and then they'll come calling to you.
fantastic.
Yes, I think it's more of the second. It's the island, to me, represents just a dramatic device to get these 2 characters to a place where they are stripped of their power, their roles that are assigned to them, so that they can grow in this unobstructed environment into sometimes a worse version of themselves, and sometimes into the best person you could have ever hoped to be. And it's all sorts of things that island offers us. These 2 characters in the face of loneliness, hardship, beauty. It's really a dramatic device for me, more than anything though.
Thank you right now. Superhero movies.
They're great. I love superhero movies. I love them when they stick to the character and they tell a story that is unique to that particular person, and it really resounds. It's not like, oh, there's a bad guy, what's Superman gonna do against him? I wanna hear the story of this alien, this kid that's been abandoned by its parents, has to grow up in a strange society. I wanna see that affect that character. So If the filmmakers, the writers, and producers, and directors love the character, I'm gonna love the movie. I wanna see that character doing the best that they can do despite their hardships. Seeing them face obstacles and like grow as human beings in a way that only they can do to overcome those obstacles. And I think the audience really likes seeing that kind of thing because they're reminded, yes, I can overcome my obstacles. I can grow a little bit as a human being. I don't have to wear red tights to do it, but I can still become a hero in my own way.
Will you do another one, superhero movie?
Absolutely.